Hi everyone, happy 2022. Yes, it's February, but we're here and we're going to explain a bit about where we've been. We're back, Mum Mania UK, with myself, Danny, and the wonderful Tembi. So, I haven't actually seen Tembi for ages, so this is actually just
since summer 2021. Oh my god, something like that.
It's ridiculous.
She missed my birthday.
It really is.
Rude.
There was a reason for that, I think, wasn't there?
Competition over me.
Oh yeah, dance competition. So yeah, it couldn't be helped. I'm sorry. There's always something on your birthday. Always.
No, I know. It's one of those.
So basically, I love Mum Mania UK, and in this break, I've actually been listening to a lot of podcasts. Do you listen to podcasts?
Sometimes more kind of like mindfulness and how to not go crazy in the world.
Okay. Well, yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
But I've actually been listening because I wanted to see if there's anything like what we're doing out there. And you know, there's that Giovanna Fletcher. She won I'm a Celebrity.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
And no shade upon what she's doing. She's interviewing some great people and some really interesting conversations. She interviewed Ashley, Kane and Sophia about the loss of their child, Azalea, the little lion, who is in all of our hearts, and a lot of celebrities. And they are talking about all things parent and mom and dad. But there's something about listening to celebrities that can afford drivers, can afford cleaners, can afford chefs,
Can afford time.
yeah. And I know, and this is not, I'm not dissing what they do or anything. Like, we're not celebrities. We're living normal lives. We have to go to work. We're doing everything ourselves. And I just find it hard sometimes to relate because I'm not saying that just because you're a celebrity, please don't get it twisted. We're all mums and we all have to do the same job. But when you have money, it is easier, no?
100% easier. Because
you might not have to tidy your house because you've got a cleaner that's coming in 2-3 times a week. Sometimes some people have a housekeeper, some people have a nanny, or even just a driver. Just something. Money gives you access to help,
which gives you time.
Yes, it frees up your time. Whereas,
although I do find there are some people, a lot of people who have money that do have their time, that then don't actually put that time into their children. It's quite interesting. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of, you look at, especially in my line of work, and I see families and you see children coming from, quite comfortable homes, and they're missing a lot of love.
okay,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's quite interesting. But money, it helps. You be able to do things that me and you are struggling every day. I cleaned my kitchen yesterday.
Yeah.
If you see my kitchen this morning, and I'm talking about full scrub down cupboards, everything.
And everything's been left out that everyone's touched
3
when they've gone into
kids
the kitchen.
in the house, waking up this morning at 7, the kitchen don't look the same.
I can't believe it.
So.
I can't believe it. And well, that's what I mean, is that there are certain podcasts where people are in a certain position and everybody has struggles, but I want to listen to real mums. And I was looking for some podcasts where I could actually really relate to the people. And that's what I kind of struggled to find. So I'm hoping that if you're listening to us, and you can understand that we're just real people out here. All of us, we're just keeping it real.
We're from Lewisham. I mean, what more
We're
do
from
you
South
want?
East London.
Actually, I've got my chain on. Someone was laughing at me the other day. I went out. My chain actually says South London. And they were like, do you really want to walk around wearing that? I was like, I'm actually proud to be from Blueborough. Thank you very much.
Exactly,
Gang, gang.
exactly. The cat litter in the back. So I'm hoping that if you're listening to this, you know that we're real. And the reason why the podcast is not been out for a while is because we're real.
Real stuff has been going down, guys.
That's the truth, So everyone that's listened so far, I'm really, really grateful. We're all really grateful for you listening. And we have to be consistent. So we're going to be putting out podcasts every other week moving forward from here, which is achievable because it's just the edits, sometimes we chat too long. The podcast's an hour or an hour and a half, and you don't have that kind of time. I know on my journeys driving from A to B, that's when I'm listening to a podcast. And that's half an hour, 45 minutes, so 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back, or something like that. So that's the part that takes the time, is the editing, to be honest. And so we're just trying to keep them a bit shorter. And yeah, we've got some interesting ones. We're going to be talking about racism, marriage in this 21st century. Are people still getting married? Is it worth getting married? You know,
Don't ask me that boy.
That's an interesting discussion. And we're going to be talking about renting versus buying, because we're living in that kind of society right now where, you know, there's a lot of pressure on people to buy a property, and there's a bit of a stigma around why are you renting too. So there's a lot of pressure, and I think women and families, when you're a mum, you do feel pressure, even if people are not intending to put pressure on you. You do, and you want to leave something for your children and whatnot. And we're also going to be doing, this is going to be really, really hard for me, a non-makeup podcast where the panelists and possibly guests do the podcast with no makeup, and we're going to just talk about the insecurities that we have and why we feel that we wouldn't want to come on camera without makeup on, because I would never consider doing a podcast without makeup on, ever.
I was going to come up today, but I thought, first time back, I don't really want people to go, oh God, what happened?
But actually, you know,
but I don't wear
you don't wear a lot of makeup.
No.
I don't think you look that bad. Like, there's some people that look just really tired, I think.
No, I have been looking, What?
I haven't seen you since last one.
Yeah, I have been looking very tired.
Yes, so I just think there's a lot of pressure on us to look a certain way, present ourselves a certain way, and I think we all judge people on how they look straight away. You know, there might be that person in the playground that's always looking good. There's a couple of mums that I see that look so well turned out at 8 o'clock in the morning.
It's ridiculous.
And then there's others not so. And you just do make a slight judgment about somebody, don't you think?
Yeah.
And that could be so wrong. How you feel and how you look sort of can affect how you move.
Yeah.
And if you do wake up feeling rotten and you put a face on and you do your hair and you dress up a bit, it doesn't change the way you feel 100%, but it does give you that little bit of extra.
Oh, definitely. Like my son, he says to me when I dress up, he's like, "Where are you going?" Just because he's in school with me now, so he's like, "What are you doing? Like, who are you dressing up for? There's no one at school." And I'm like, "For myself, child, for myself." You know, and he's like, okay. So, you know, and it is that thing. When he asks, I do go, well, who is it? No, it is actually for me, because I feel a bit rotten today. So, yeah. But I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like, getting to a place of being secure that you realise you are doing all of this for yourself.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So, when you walk out of the house and you've got something nice on because you want to look nice. But I've got friends who are mums and they always look 100%. And I'm like, where were you going? Nowhere.
Yeah.
I've got about 50 tracksuits at home. Like,
but you can look really nice in the tracksuit.
Yeah,
how you wear that tracksuit,
but
isn't
yeah,
it, as
but
well?
you know, they're always glammed, and I'm like, oh, I want to do. And when I do it, I just feel tired because I've spent all that time looking great, and then I'm just going to go and sit in oxygen and watch my son bounce.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I know, but we do make judgments on how people look. We just do. You know, we make a judgment on so much by how they look. And you could have no money and be completely broke. But in this day and age, clothes are so cheap, Primark and Boohoo and things like this. You can sort of make yourself look well turned out.
Yeah.
And you're broke, you know, and...
Well, that's the thing.
And even makeup.
That's a whole other conversation.
Have you seen all of those... conversations going around, those pictures of people before and after? There was 2 black ladies that looked did you see them?
And they cover up scars and they
no, there were 2 ladies and they looked really, really tired and old, and and then they suddenly did some massive transformation and looked like celebrities. And then people were saying how terrible it was, and did they make themselves look worse? They had grey bits in their hair and things, and then they had wigs on and everything. They looked fantastic after, but it was so extreme
stuff. You don't want to.
And people were saying, "Oh, there was petitions to ban makeup and things because you can look amazing and like this person today, and then tomorrow you wake up and you're not that person."
Well, it's a bit like what men say, isn't it? Like they'll go out, meet a girl who's beautiful. If they were to take them home on the first night, which don't do it, and then they wake up. They're waking up to completely different females sometimes. Do you know what I mean? And isn't that? Could you not get arrested for that? It's a catfishing, isn't it?
We've got a friend in the background.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've never put that amount of makeup on before. My daughter's experimenting now, but obviously at her age, she doesn't need kind of foundation and stuff. But it's like mascara, eyeshadow, and sometimes she come out of the bedroom and go, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "Whoa."
She's been watching too many YouTube tutorials.
It's like music videos because she's into K-pop and stuff. So
yes.
I'm like, okay, mascara, fine. Lids, cool. A little gloss, fine. But that is it. And you need to learn that is it for life. Even when you get older, don't, because, makeup's great, but it can also alter your skin, and make it a lot worse.
But don't you think as well, it can, you can get reliant on that barrier that it puts between you and people, because it's like when you're seen without makeup, that is like, oh my gosh, you bear, that's really, really you.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it's a bit scary sometimes to let people see you like that. And if teenagers and our young children get so used to wearing makeup at such a young age, that's scary, because then if they're not wearing it, how are they going to feel? Are they comfortable in their own skin? So like you say, it's okay for them to experiment with makeup, but are they getting into the habit of wearing this every day? Because a lot of people do say that their makeup is kind of like their barrier to the world. So I mean, that's just one of the conversations. We've ended up talking a bit more about that particular one, because I think as females, the pressure that we're under to look good, some people don't care, some people do care, right? And the judgments that we make based upon how people look on a daily basis could just be so wrong. You can literally make a judgment that somebody's rich, poor, doesn't look after their kids properly. You can make all sorts of judgments about people based on just one meeting.
I made a t-shirt a couple of years ago saying, living a champagne lifestyle on a tap water budget. And literally that's what a lot of people are doing. And it's quite scary. You meet people, especially men. I think even we say with women, but I think men, it's even a lot tougher for them, because there's that whole ideal when you're looking at it from their perspective. They're like, women only like men who wear designers, drive certain cars, do this, do that. So you have a lot of men that will spend their rent money on a pair of Balenciagas just so they can fit in with their friends. Or I was laughing over Christmas when everyone was going to Ghana and everyone's having a great time. My friend was out there and I was laughing. He was like, yeah, everyone's popping bottles and stuff. And I was like, half of the people have spent 2 months rent money to floss in Ghana and then come home and you're not seeing them for about 3 months, because they've then got to recoup the money or pay off their credit card, because they feel like, if I'm going away, and I think maybe the pandemic's going to make that a little bit worse, because we weren't outside, now we're outside. The pressure of, you should have been saving money in the last 2 years because you weren't doing anything else. Do you know what I mean? And it's.
I think guys, it's different level for guys. You've got to be kind of really strong in yourself and your financial lane, because you're going to come across women that do want men with a certain amount of money and are going to be able to take you to certain restaurants and things like that. And then there's a lot of people that just can't keep up with that.
No.
And it is kind of like, you can't necessarily tell by looking at somebody what they want from you. And a girl that looks a certain way, face contoured, curvy, tight up dresses, designer shoes or bag, automatically you're looking at that girl thinking she's high maintenance. There's certain girls that you look at carrying certain bags, red bottom shoes, or whatever, you know, and a guy would be like, well, that's a certain level, so I can't really speak to that girl because I can't maintain. Whereas there's some that be like, I can't really maintain it, but I want that, you know. So as a guy, it's different. I think we're going to need to talk to some guys.
Oh, I'll tell you something funny before we end this. So yesterday, I had my godson and Jaden, and they were sitting down having dinner, and Jay said, "You got a girlfriend?" They're 8, by the way. And my godson said, yeah. Jaden's like, "You can't do that, man. You need to be like single." Single godson says, "What?" He says, "No, man, I'm going to live the single life." And so I walked into the living room. I said, "What are you chatting about?" He's like, "No, he's been saying it for months." I said, "Why?" And I know his reasoning. He said, "Because like, I'm going to be honest. The thing is, right, these girls, when you get a girl, they're going to be asking you for Louis Vuitton, taking you out to restaurants."
Where did you get this from, though? What has he been watching?
I was like, "Have you been talking to your dad?" He goes, "I just want to make my money, make sure my mum's okay, make sure my nana's okay. If my sister needs stuff, you know, and then when I get to that point, I may have a girl, but nah, single life for life, you know." And then my godson's like, "Well, I've had a girlfriend for 3 years and I plan to marry her." And he was like, "You're only 8. So, if my son has got that mind frame, I think a lot of men should have that same frame as well. So funny, that was
wow,
yesterday.
that's
Imagine,
hilarious conversation,
you know,
isn't it? The kids
it.
these days in their conversations, and they pick things up, don't they?
They do, and this is
YouTube.
it. Oh, we're going to talk about that coming up, aren't we?
Devices, screen time, and we're going to talk about being self-employed as a parent versus being employed. You're employed, I'm self-employed, so we're going to talk about the highs and lows of both, really. And we've got some really hot topics coming up that I hope that our listeners and viewers can actually really relate to, because I've not found any podcasts that are like us.
I mean, there's nothing like us.
So,
true.
you know, similar in senses, but then a lot of the podcasts are celeb based, and they are living a bit of a step up to our lives. So yes. Anyway, that's what's going to be happening now. So thanks for listening and catching up with Tembi and myself. And we'll be back very soon. We'll be talking about New Year's resolutions. And do they work? Do people still set them? It's February. Have you stuck to your plan of going to the gym? So we'll be back with that very soon. Thanks for listening. Peace out. Bye.